Hi, I'm Lori,
And I'm Karen.
and we're sisters. We have an older sister by the name of Johanna. Johanna was about 8 years older than I am. I am the youngest, and Karen was the middle.
We grew up in a small home in New York on Long Island, and in the home, our parents, mom and dad, and our maternal grandmother, and an uncle. He didn't have a place to live, so they offered him a bed in our home. We had a tiny living room, and now you have 7 people in the living room watching trying to watch a TV. So us kids would be on the floor, the adults were on the couches, and he would walk by us and step on the tips of our fingers and look at us and look at our parents and look at us again. And of course, our parents never said a word because they couldn't see anything. But it was like instilling, you see, I can hurt you right in front of them, and they're not doing anything. Hanna had an idea that we were being abused and said to him, "Leave them alone. Do whatever you want to me. Leave them alone." And he promised, but he lied. So she was aware that it was happening to us and made what I think is like the ultimate sacrifice for us. And that's a hero in my mind.
At that point, Hanna was starting to show signs of multiple personality disorder.
She was able to contain for a while because, like, you see some erratic behavior. But after she had Amanda, things were a little off. But by the time she had Kylie, she was like, there were many personalities.
My mom created alters, or personalities, as some people may understand them better, for her to survive that abuse. The alters would come out so that she didn't have to be the only one experiencing those things. Her abuse impacted me on multiple levels. So first, as a child, I would say that some of her alters that she had to cope with the sexual abuse weren't very nice and either made her feel as though she wanted to end her life, or they would try to end her life for her. I feel like I knew it from a very young age what ERs, when was the best time to go to an ER for panic attacks or suicidal ideations, which that's not something that a kid should know.
It's something that she hid very well throughout most of her life. I feel like a lot of people didn't necessarily know it, or if they did, they didn't say anything about it. And she was obviously afraid to speak her mind of what was going on and afraid of the repercussions of what to say to people for all the abuse that was going on inside the house, ashamed of what was going on inside the house and thinking it was all her fault.
My mom was a very giving person. She was very loving. She was great. She unfortunately passed when she was 47. She got pneumonia and passed away. It was about 2 weeks. So I was 19 and my sister was 14.
Later in life, I got to go through old journals and stuff that she had written. Just hearing her talk about how she thought she was such a terrible mother, and she wasn't. And I want her to know that. I want her to know that she did the best job, and hopefully the life that I'm living today is a reflection of that.
She had spoken about wanting to be a social worker and help children who have been through sexual abuse and assault. I think what I would say to her is, Mom, I did that. I went and got a clinical master's degree in social work. I'm working with children who are in foster care placements who are experiencing homelessness. Many of those children running away from home or being kicked out due to sexual abuse and assault. I feel like I'm living her legacy. I think that she didn't have to do those things to be a hero, but I also think that she was a hero.
My involvement with CPC is in honor of Hanna and for everything she stood for. And I'm grateful for CPC for that, and obviously for everything that the organization does to help kids and educate and all that work.
I would like anybody who's being physically abused, but most importantly, children, to know that there are people out there, specifically this agency, that they will believe you. And all you have to do is speak up. And sometimes it's just one little word that opens up the doors for your survival.